In today's video, we're gonna bring you 3 advanced versions of my favorite pattern,
the decapative whip.
Now, last week we did the decapative whip, so if you didn't see that video, we did a video with the decapative whip and some intermediate advanced variations. So we're not gonna teach the whole decapative whip, but just so you can see it, it is a reverse whip that I pick up my partner's shoulder. Now, you're gonna have to see that first video, but let's get to the advanced versions of it. So we're gonna do this decapative whip with a pop out and a free spin. Then we're gonna do the decapative whip with a pop out and a leader's turn. Then finally we're gonna do the decapative whip with the leader's peel out. This is what we did last week with one of Megan's favorites, the duck, and there's gonna be a bonus of musicality. I'll explain how all that works. Let's do it from this side, the decapative whip. Again, we're not gonna spend a lot of time teaching this because we did it in the other video. We'll link it up in the corner. It should be in that corner. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We get to count 4. Now we're gonna change the rhythm and we're gonna dance and 5, and 5. But if we look at that from the other side, you're gonna see what has to happen with my hands as the leader. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm across the whip, across the slot, just like I would be in a regular whip. All those basic positions are the same. This is behind my head. I have her shoulder. From here, I'm gonna take this over the top as I close my feet for and. Now we're gonna step out to the side for 5. We're gonna replace for 6. In a second, I'm gonna talk about a high level tip that we do with this. Then free spin, 7 and 8, anchor 9 and 10. Let's do that from this side again. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the followers, what do you have to do here, Miss Megan?
I have to make sure that I am connecting to the connection point that the leader gives us.
Just like she would be if we were connecting this hand, there's a pull back away. We like to think through the elbows. You're connected back to the elbow, right? She's got this also framed up. I'm gonna reach my hand over before I let go of this as I accelerate her for the and 5. So I'm spinning her, setting her for what she might think is a spin, but because I catch this hand, we're gonna go and 5, replace 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Now I told you I'd give you a high level tip for how to lead that spin back across without yanking her. That's a high level thing that Megan and I did in our competitive career. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We go and 5. Now on this moment, as I replace for 6, it's not a spin for 6. What does the follower have to do to spin? She has to prep. So this 6 actually slightly moves away. So I'm prepping her on the 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. I'll give you one other way to talk about it because we have to understand that fundamental pattern. The way that we teach this and the way that I dance it socially is I have to set up that move first before I can do the cool one where I go around in the turn. So one more time, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can think of this as and walk, walk. And walk, walk, triple step, triple step. All right, so that's level 1. This goes really high, level number 2. Let's show it to you, then we'll break it down. There's a couple of tricks we have to do as the leader to make it work. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. So what the heck went on there? There's a couple of different things I have to do with my footwork. Now, Megan and I recently taught a workshop, and in all of our workshops, we say that you should learn from the videos and even in your group classes differently as the leader or follower. As the follower, what do you need to focus on?
We need to know everything that is possible. Footwork being very specific.
So the specific footwork to the patterns and the variations are layered on by me leading the variations or doing them myself. So I have to know the leads of everything, but Megan has to know the footwork solid because I can be on the wrong foot sometimes. If she is, it presents a big problem. So we've got the footwork for what she's going to do next. Now I just have to change my part. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to dance our and 5 and 5. Now for heel leaders, there's a bunch of different ways I can do this, but I'm going to step across. We're going to talk about this in a second. For 6, on 7 and 8, I'm going to pivot 7 and 8, anchor step. And I'll give you 2 ways to do it. One way that will keep the triple in your brain if you need to keep that triple rhythm, and another way that, that I do it without the triple. I just count the triple. So if we do it with the triple, here's what I mean. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? We have and 5. Now I'm trading this to an underhand pinky side grip. This is and 5. As I step her across on 6, I want to step this foot across my other one. Here's why. If I step this foot across, when I turn around, my feet won't be crossed. If I step this foot on this side, when I turn around, you can see I'm going to have trouble turning around. So when I'm in this position, if I step this foot on this side, I'm going to have trouble making it all around, right? So I have to step across. In Latin, they call it a delayed walk turning, where I step across my path of the left foot. So here I'm kind of lined up this way. This is 5. As she steps on 6, I step across. If I triple, I'm doing a left, right, left triple, and I anchor. Let's do it from this side. Maybe you catch something from this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I trade the hand and 5, and I step myself in a clear spot. 5, 6. She's prepped. If I want to triple, it's left, right, left, right, left, anchor, step. Final tip for that is where this hand goes in a perfect scenario. So in a perfect scenario, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, kind of to her back and feeds her through. So if you're spaced properly, that's how it will work. Now, the turn is literally nothing more than this, guys. This is 5, this is 6. I can either pivot 7 and stepping this left foot for 8, and then anchor step. If you want to keep the rhythm, this is 5, this is 6. I can go triple step around, and then of course I have an anchor on the other side. Now I have to get the spacing right. I'm going to get the spacing right by doing the first pop out. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So I can feel where Megan is. She's replacing to that foot. Is she maybe moving out this direction? Because when I get to this part, I'm going to need to be appropriately spaced, so I shouldn't have to break my posture going through. Now, from a high level, you will see people doing all these cool things. Sometimes it's for style. Sometimes it's because they're not spaced well. Let's go this hand, right? Sometimes it's because they're not spaced well and they have to do something cool. That might be something cool by itself. All right, third thing we have in the video is using the leader's peel out from the decapative whip, going into a rock and go and a duck. So let's do it once. We'll break it down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Peel out. 6, 7, and 8, and 1. Hold 2, and then off to the races with whatever pattern we want to do. So what the heck happened there? We covered the peel out in the previous video, so you'll have to watch that if you don't know the peel out part. But if we get to the peel out to count 6, 3 and 4, a 5, a 6. From here, it's a rock and go. So normally she's going to anchor on the spot. But instead, from count 6, I'm going to bring her out of that. Now, when I bring her out, there's a couple different things. If I take my footwork out of it, I have to lead her around the corner and not only step her forward, but with a prep, right? So I don't want to go just prep, and I don't want to go just forward, although the just forward is probably the one that will work the best. So this is 6, 7, and I bring her out and with a prep. Cool? That has to happen. Let's go from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now with my footwork leaders, I'm going to go 7 and 8 to leave the slot free for the follower so I can do the duck. Cool? There's a couple little things I do with my footwork to kind of keep us on that 2-beat increment. Let's talk about that next. Get to count 6, we'll freeze. 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 5, a 6, and my 2-beat increments, 7 and 8. So I work my footwork to make sure I'm in 2 things. I'm ahead of her and I'm out of the slot. Now I'm starting to look for this elbow as she goes through. Megan's going to talk about the duck. I'm also catching her on the other side to keep her from flying out that space. I close my feet and we're on the right beat. So let's do it one more time. Megan's going to talk about the duck next. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 5, a 6, 7, and 8, and 1, and 1. So I step and 1 with my feet. We hold 2. Now we're both on the correct foot. I can lead out with whatever's going on. So Megan, let's talk about that duck. So if you're prepped forward,
All right, so the leader is going to get the back of your arm. Now, depending on how deep the leader is on your arm, depends on how far you're going to have to duck. If they're nice, they will be around your elbow, which means you don't have to duck too terribly far. But we're here. As you're turning, that's going to be when you duck. So turn and duck, and then pop back up onto the foot that you're going to land on.
let's do it the other side. So you're prepped out of the rock and go. I'm being proactive. I'm going to go kind of the elbow, tricep area.
Good. You turn. As soon as you can't turn without ducking, you duck your head, and you pop out onto your left foot.
And with counts, there's an and step that I'm going to use. It's not vital.
Yes, it's faster.
But it will keep us on. And I said before, this will create like a little bit of automatic musicality without even math. Meaning, if I start this on a 1 on the music, the accent's going to happen on a 1. Here's what I mean. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1. Hold 2, 3, 4, and I am musical. All right, so if you survived that, you're obviously not new to West Coast Swing, and you're gonna love this video. It's a dips and tricks workshop that we did live during the pandemic. Myself, Miss Megan, Miss Emily, and Mr. Ben, we did our favorite advanced dips and tricks. You're gonna love that video. You can also head on over to our website, West Coast Swing Online's 14-day free trial. Get that right here. There is an entire pro moves section where we break down super high level moves, not stuff that's the most basic that we do on YouTube, but some higher level stuff, kind of like the stuff we did today. Click on those. We'll see you on the other side.